one day somebody does something unspeakable to someone else, to someone you hardly knew, and you do something about it because you can.
This story is brought to us from 8 News Now. Mesquite's former police chief was asked to appear before the city council amid the partial release of a critical report that found claims of threats, misconduct, and retaliation in the police department. Now, on Saturday, a week ago, 8 News Now first reported the city's partial release of an investigation into then police chief McCade Chesley. In one of the report's findings, McCade Chesley was accused of threatening to cut the throat of employees if the investigation resulted in him losing his job. If I lose my job, following the investigation, the city asked Chesley to meet to discuss his actions. City Attorney Mike Branham started the meeting by defining not as a hearing, but rather a chance for Chesley to respond to the city following repeated attempts to speak with his supervisors, according to city documents. Quote, "The purpose of this meeting is not an investigation. It's not interrogation," said Branham. He goes on, "This is an opportunity for Mr. Joseph Chesley to present any information to council he thinks that they should have before they make a decision." Now, Chesley did not appear before the city council, but he also was not required to, according to the city. This is weird. Mesquite Councilwoman Patty Gallo said she would not be misled and questioned the legitimacy of the city's special meeting. She said, "I'm not going to ratify this. This all could have been avoided if we had proper and competent legal counsel, which we do not." Now, Gallo noted her concerns, pointing to several court cases between Chesley and the city, and said the cost to taxpayers would be in the tens of thousands of dollars. She said, "I will not be part of these lawsuits, and I'm not going to go down with the city." And that's it. Now, Councilman Kevin Parrish hesitated to continue the discussion, citing his concern that the special meeting appeared more like a hearing. Quote, "None of the evidence against the chief has ever been presented to either judge," he said. "That's a fact." End quote. Now, during the public comment period, Wes Boger, not Booger, Boger, a vocal supporter of Chesley, went to the microphone and questioned the fairness of the special meeting, alleging members of the city council were unnamed John Does in active litigation. Quote, "It's going to be really good when you're over at the federal court getting your photo ops on Facebook," said Boger. Boger resigned from the Mesquite City Council earlier this month. Now, according to the city, he made the decision to spend more time with his family. Mesquite is currently taking applications for a new council member ahead of an election. Most of the speakers in support of Chesley said they didn't know why the city was moving ahead and ratifying the termination, perhaps not seeing the meeting's attached report. Several Mesquite police officers spoke out of uniform to the city council. Some said they had been threatened by the police chief. Quote, "We shouldn't have to be threatened to have our throats slit by our leader," said Ryan Hughes, a Mesquite police officer. Said, "That's crazy." Now, Hughes said he believed the city had a right to protect the officers, administrators, and supervisors who worked under Chesley. He asked the city to ratify Chesley's termination. He said, "I think that it's important that you understand from those who worked under the former police chief that it was rough." He goes on, "And there's a reason that we're here today." The city council voted in favor of ratifying Chesley's termination. Gallo left before the meeting ended, walking out with Boger, not Booger from Revenge of the Nerds, but Boger. Said, "I just wanted to tell you that I applaud the police department." That's Councilwoman Karen Fielding. She went on, "I really look forward for the city of Mesquite to move forward." And so you got your pros and your cons for this guy, but if all the allegations are true, this guy was like threatening people, like, hey, if I lose my job, you know what I mean? You know what that means? Huh? You know? Um, and but he sounds like from the allegations and from what Hughes, that former police officer, said, and some others, he's a bully. He's a bully. He's one of those cops. Like, you do what I say or you're gonna pay.